Hi, hey Russ here. Welcome back to my shop. Today I want to talk about my shop lighting again. About 4 months ago, I did one on light strategy in a workshop, and basically, I'll leave a link so you can go back and watch that if you want. And what I was showing was the strategy of what I use in my shop, where I try to use a single light fixture, and I try to use a standard thread bulb and all fixtures in my shop. If you go back and watch that, you'll see what I'm talking about. Back when I originally did this change out, there were 4-footer, 2-bulb fluorescent fixtures in here. There were 12 of them. And some of them had problems. The lighting here was really terrible. And I've dealt with those 4-foot fluorescent bulbs many times in the past, and they're kind of a pain to work on, and it seems like they always go bad, and then it's a major operation to fix it, whether it's the bulb or the starter. I just don't like using them, to be honest with you. Now, 5 years ago when I made the switch, what I did was I took all of those out, and I put a very simple single bulb fixture everywhere that I had a 4-footer. And at the time, this was the bulb that the U.S. government was trying to push down our throat. The incandescent bulb was being phased out, and everybody was required to buy these instead of those. So I made the commitment, and I bought enough of these to use in my shop with a few extra. Now, in that 5 years that I did have these, my lighting in here has been, I think, better than it has been with those fluorescent twin bulb deals. And if one of these goes bad, it just takes me a minute to unscrew this bulb and put another one back in, and I'm off and running again. And I've only replaced 2 of these in 5 years. I think that's pretty reasonable. So they actually is a pretty good system. I didn't know these would do as well as they did until after I tried it. But in my original video, I was talking about the strategy of always using this type of thread so that these bulbs, I only have one type of bulb in the whole place. Now these bulbs are a daylight type. There's different tones you can get, and I always use the daylight. They seem to work the best. But I've been very happy with this setup. Now, I got to thinking about it. Somebody mentioned to me about the 4-footers had those deflectors on it for the light to help reflect the light downward. And I got to thinking about that, so I decided I could do that for these too. So what did I end up doing is I made a couple different ones trying to make prototypes. And what I basically did is took a sheet of cardboard and I sprayed adhesive on it and laid tinfoil down to make a sheet of cardboard with tinfoil. And then I cut it into 8x8 sections. Tinfoil on one side. And now I take this and I marked it out in the very center with a circle to fit over the bulb. And then I came in 3 inches from the corner. Let me use this one. I came in 3 inches from the corner. So I made my center circle, I made my cross line to be able to find the center. And then 3 inches from each edge, I came in and made a mark. And then I connected all 4 of those marks so that I have this line marking here, and I went through here and creased it so that I could fold it on that line on all 4 sides. And what I end up with, also, on these corners, I come out 3/4 of an inch and I cut down from here down to that point there on it. So that I ended up with something like this, with 4 sides on it. Then, what I did was I folded it on those crease lines, put a piece of tape on the back side, lined it up, and used tape to hold the whole thing together, like so. And that gave me a little mini light fixture. Then, in the center, right on those cross lines again, I cut it across the circle in both directions and folded these tabs up so as to give me that center opening. And now I can take my light fixture and my bulb, bend these over so they're pretty much going to be out of your way. Put your bulb in there, so every time you put the bulb in your fixture now, I can now take and start the bulb. Uh-oh. Now I take it and screw the bulb into the fixture. There we go. And the tabs help hold everything nice and straight. And I now have a deflector on my light fixture. And so I'm going to put this deflector on all of my bulbs. If I replace a bulb, I can take it down, put the fixture back on the new bulb, and screw it back in place. So replacement is very easy and cheap, because all I have to buy now is just the bulbs. Now, they now are going to LED bulbs. It's becoming much more popular now and actually more economically feasible to use. 5 years ago, they were definitely way too much money. These were a lot cheaper, the CFLs. So as they phase these out, because these are getting harder to find now, these CFLs, and I have to go to LEDs, all I have to do is change the bulb out. So it'll be cheaper for me to upgrade to the LED at this point also. And I'm very confident that they will make that same threaded bulb in an LED comparable to that one, so that you can use those instead of the CFL. Just like they replaced the incandescent with these, you'll be able to replace these with the LED, I suspect, someday. I bought plenty of these bulbs, and I have quite a few extras when I made a commitment to doing this in my shop this way. And so I probably can go 5 or 10 more years before I even have to worry about going to the LED. So by the time I have to make that switch, it shouldn't be a big deal to do it. And quite honestly, I think it won't be a major cost either to make the switch. It's just a matter of unscrewing the bulb and putting a new one in. So I like the system. And just like when I first started this and I went to this type of light bulb fixture in my shop instead of the 4-footers, has turned out to be a pretty good setup. And like I said, it's easy to maintain, very low cost. I get plenty of light out of it, and now I'm going to get even more light once I get all these on all my fixtures. I have put one up over here, and the amount of light shining down onto the floor from that light fixture compared to all my others, which don't have the shields on them yet, I can really notice a big difference in it. So I think it'll really help even more the lighting in here. So I'm looking forward to doing this. So you don't have to spend a lot of money if you have a little shop. And what I try to do is come up with good economical ways to get what you need in your shop. In this particular case, good lighting. My whole lighting setup has cost me around $60 for all of the lights I have in here. That's probably a third or maybe even a fourth of what it would cost you if you tried to buy the 4-foot fixtures now and put them up. Plus the ease of use to replace them. And then replacing them as they go bad is definitely a lot cheaper. So maintaining is also cheaper. This is a good system in my opinion. And if you have a small shop on a tight budget, whether it's a hobby shop or even if you're making a living out of it, this system will work for you. And it is definitely cheaper than going any other way. I've done it for 5 years now, and I'm very impressed with how well this has worked under this scheme of how I do it. So if you have any questions about it, hopefully I answered all your questions on how to make them. If there's anything else, though, if you have any questions or any way that you did something different, let me know. I'm sure not only would I love to know, but I'm sure my viewers would love to hear what you had to say about it too. So don't be afraid to leave a comment below. Make sure you like this video if you did. Most importantly, though, please come back again because there's going to be a lot more before we're done here. Thanks for stopping by, and we'll see you again soon. Bye.